Hello everyone, it's Kyleestudios. Welcome to Show and Tell. And today, I will be talking about how you can become your dream student this year. Now, this video is inspired by tons of Pinterest boards. Go, and if you are ready to become your dream student, you've come to the right place. First off, you're going to prioritize your academics. Yeah, step one to becoming your dream student, be a student. Some of y'all are not students, but you're in high school or college. I don't know which one you are. I'm in high school, but some of y'all are not students. You're in high school, but you ain't no student. Be a student. Step one. You're gonna prioritize having an academic routine. What is an academic routine? Let me tell you. So when you get off the bus from school, you're gonna go home and start your homework, or maybe you're gonna go home, work out, take a shower, and then you're going to start your homework. Develop some sort of routine to staying up with your academics, and also develop some sort of study routine and figure out what study techniques are best for you. Me personally, I am a visual learner. You might want to do a quiz. There are tons of quizzes on YouTube, which is where I learned my learning style. You're gonna want to go on YouTube and look up some videos about your learning style and figure out how you can study for whatever topic. If you know you're not strong in this subject, I need you to study for that subject so you can be outstanding in that subject. Usually for me, speaking from personal experience, when I'm not good in a subject, I have a tendency to go all in on it so I can get a high grade, and that grade sometimes ends up being higher than the ones I'm actually good at. So that's always something to focus on. Develop some sort of routine, figure out what you're going to do, prioritize what you're going to do on each day of the week. Number two, I want you to invest in something to reward yourself with after studying. So as soon as you're done studying, maybe you're going to go watch a movie. Maybe you're going to go watch a new episode from your favorite TV show. Maybe you're going to eat a snack. So I want you to invest in or plan what's going to be your reward for being a good student. Like for instance, say I'm going to go to the store and buy me a new phone case. I'm going to go to Five and Below and have a little splur spree, a little shopping splur. Yeah, that's what I meant. That's what I meant. But you're going to have a little shopping spree. It depends on you. Rule number 3, I need you to write down your goals as far as academics. Every year you should have like a certain goal or a grade that you're trying to obtain. Say you're not too pressed about getting A's, so you're aiming for a B, or you're aiming for an A, or you want to get something specific out of a class. Make sure you have a goal. Or when you have a quiz coming up, be like, no, I want to get a 95 on this quiz because I need my grade to go up by 3 points so I can have a B average. You really want to plan stuff like that out. And me personally, I would attest to writing it out. When you write things out, it's just good, y'all. It's just good. Like whenever I remember there was a year where I wrote down all my goals and I was like, oh, I actually accomplished like 3 out of the 5 things I wrote. And y'all, it's completely worth it, and it keeps you organized and it prepares you for when you go to college, because I'm assuming you're going to college because you want to be a dream student, right? Yeah. Something else that you can do to become your dream student is, I would say, watch TV shows centered around student life, like academics or anything that's held within a school. So maybe a show, I know people say Gilmore Girls, but I personally did not like that show. It's a whole different conversation for another day. But I would say shows like All American, Legally Blonde, like things like that, where it's like very much they are students and they're still students and they're still in a school environment, because it's gonna, first off, it's gonna inspire you, because it's gonna be like, oh yes, I love school. It's kind of like romanticizing it in your head. Romanticizing it in your head. Another thing that I would recommend you doing to make yourself your dream student is working out. You might be thinking, girl, I do not need to work out to become an academic weapon. Listen, babes, you're gonna work out because when you work out, it increases brain flow. You might be thinking, girl, what are you talking about? Well, you can Google it. Once you start working out, it allows your mind to like get off of like all the things that you're thinking about, and you can just not think about it for a while. And when you do come back to doing your work, you can be like, you could come there with a fresh mind. That's why I recommend working out. And if you're not like, oh, I don't know if I can stay consistent with a workout, I would recommend joining a sport, because that right there, it's gonna help you. It's gonna help you stay working out. And then you have to come every day. Oh my gosh, It's going to help you work out. And then plus you have a 2-day break, and then automatically when the next day starts, you can't skip out on it because guess what? You're at school. You might as well just do it. So another recommendation is hanging around people who prioritize their grades. So like that means becoming friends with people. If you are in honors classes, becoming friends with the people who are in your classes. You want to just be around people who are also thinking about their grades and want to get a high grade. Because if you're working with people who don't want to get a high grade, it doesn't mean that much to them, but to you it means a lot. So you might want to group with people who are overall thinking about their grade, thinking about their GPA. They're just in that academic mindset, and you're going to definitely want to be around people who are like that. Once you find out your learning style, I want you to experiment with different study habits. So, say you're auditory, you're going to probably play a podcast one day. Maybe you're going to read your notes out loud to yourself. You're going to see which one fits you the best and which one helps you retain the most information, whether that be reading out loud, whether that be watching a YouTube video. For instance, when I was doing my biology class, the Amiibo sisters were my best friends. When it was leading up to the days up until our final exam for that class, I was watching Amiibo sisters review while I was sleeping, looping it, playing it on the bus while I was going to school. Y'all, first off, if you're taking biology, Amiibo sisters, right now, I love their videos. They're very entertaining, and they very much stimulate the person who is a visual learner. And speaking of the Amiibo sisters, the 8th tip to become your dream student is start watching videos related to what you're learning. Now, that can be the general subjects or something specific, but it's not going to be a part of your study time. It's going to be a part of your free time. You're going to find something within this subject that interests you because, trust me, it's a subject. There are tons of different branches within it. So you're going to find something in there that is kind of interesting to you. So when you do go back to class, you're kind of a bit more engaged, or you learn something new and you can connect it to other things. This is something I learned from the YouTuber Aaliyah Simone, right? I'm making sure it's her. But I learned this from Aaliyah Simone when I was in the 8th grade. She was like, I'm not going to copy her spiel bar per bar, but we have synapses in our brain. These are little nerves that connect our brain to each other or whatever. When you are retaining information and it's repeated and you're learning things or certain words start to come up, the synapses connect to each other. And the stronger that is because it keeps on repeating and repeating. So I would say repetition is the best thing, and what's better to repeat than watching YouTube videos or TikTok videos about it. So you might want to try to get yourself on math TikTok. I've gotten on math TikTok before. It's very difficult, but it's not very difficult. It's just giving you things to keep you on your toes and keep your mind agile. So I would just very much recommend doing that. Just experimenting with different online communities and figuring out what interests you within the subject, because there is something that interests you even though you're completely disassociated from it. Yeah. And that is all I have for how to become your dream student this year. Comment down below what are some methods that you plan on implementing into becoming your dream student this year. If you have any tips for anybody who's trying to become their dream student, or if you already are your dream student, go ahead and feel free to comment that down below. Also comment this emoji if you made it this far. And thank you. Bye.